Football in Laurel is steeped in tradition. Nearly a century ago, the legendary George Schallenberger roamed the sidelines with standout players such as Carlton, Stretch Elliott, and Ron Waller. Tonight, the Bulldogs are again on the doorstep of football history, but we're in a new century, and a new age team from just up the road on Route 13 comes to town. Over the past 5 seasons, Woodbridge has been to 5 state tournaments, made 3 appearances in the state finals, winning 2. It's small-town high school football tonight as the Woodbridge Blue Raiders take on the Laurel Bulldogs on Delaware Live Sports Downstate Game of the Week.
Local sports now. It's the 302 Sports Friday night downstate game of the week. Welcome to Delaware's premier high school football pregame show, brought to you by Sodell Concepts, 12 chef-driven restaurants on the culinary coast in southern Delaware. Now let's go live to your host of the Sodell Concepts pregame show, Benny Mitchell. Local sports.
Good evening, I'm Benny Mitchell, and you're watching the Sodell Concepts pregame show on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. Tonight, we make our first trip to Schallenberger Field here at Laurel High School. Joining me shortly will be my broadcast partner, Jim Tack. Linda Marvel is on the camera, and Dave Marvel, our statistician. Tonight, folks, is the Botac Foundation game here at Laurel Stadium. The Bulldogs and the Blue Raiders both come into the game 3-0 in the Henlopen Conference South. Tonight's winner is one step closer to a conference title and a trip to the Division II state tournament. Or are they? In 2020, we wouldn't expect any less. After tonight, the playoff picture will become as much clearer as it is blurry. Jim, I'll bring you in on that. Is the whole, of course, I've been watching the playoffs. You've been watching film, but it's a crazy year, and it could be getting even crazier out there tonight.
Yeah, it really could. And, both of these coaches are in their second year. Jed Bell, of course, the ultimate, going to the state finals in his first year. But Coach Jones also doing a nice job, has a winning season going right now. I'm not sure that this is a matchup in regard to the punishing running style that Woodbridge uses. However, Laurel plays a cover 2, and they protect the outside pretty good. And they have some offensive weapons in a pattern offense. So it could be interesting to really watch the adjustments here.
And you talked about head coach Jed Bell, who's in his second season. He has a 14-2 record and led the Blue Raiders to the state finals last year. He's 1-0 versus Laurel. Junior Jaden Bacon is averaging over 10 yards per carry and leads the Blue Raiders with 6 touchdowns this season. Senior Tyrez Cannon, he rushed for over 1,300 yards in 2019, Jim, and has tallied 2 touchdowns so far this season. And that's just the beginning of this stable of running backs for Woodbridge. 4 other players have combined for 9 touchdowns this year. Not a lot has changed with the Woodbridge defense. 10 tackles for loss and 2 sacks they average per game. Wyatt Wright, Michael Plummer, and Ormond Sanders have been somewhat of a wrecking crew. The Blue Raiders have allowed a mere 3 points so far this season.
Yeah, they're going to have to start fast. We can't have a repeat of what happened last week. They just weren't emotional when they came out. And after a big hit by Wyatt Wright, they then were kind of fired up, and to me it was all over at that point. They were playing emotional. They were playing hard and fast. So they don't throw the ball. They don't need to.
Right.
But at some point, maybe that will happen. I would expect Laurel to put 8 and help in the box to try to stop them.
Right. Joey Jones in his second season as head coach. He has an 8-7 record and is 4-1 this season. Jones is 0-1 versus the Blue Raiders. Cassie Wilson leads the Bulldogs with 6 touchdowns on the season and has rushed for 319 yards on 44 carries. There's a lot of weapons on this Laurel football team. 12 different players have been in the end zone. Evan Collins and Anthony Smith anchor the defense that has allowed an average of 8 points per game. Javier White has been Mr. Excitement for Laurel this year, Jim. He has scored just about every way possible this season. He's rushed for 3 touchdowns. He's been on the receiving end of a touchdown. He's even thrown for 1. Oh, he also has a pick 6 on the season.
He absolutely is Mr. Excitement. And I think tonight they have multiple options on offense. They run a pattern. Usually starts out with a double slot and motion. And they can use him as really a distraction to the offense. They're going to have their eyes on him. I think the middle linebacker tonight has to have a big game because of the way Woodbridge runs inside.
Right.
But Laurel is building a nice program, and tonight could be a great opportunity for them to move up in the rankings.
Folks, when we come back, we'll take a look at the Arenas Deli's players to watch for tonight's game.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group with 12 locations in beautiful coastal Delaware. Come check us out. At Sodell Concepts, we believe in cooking beautiful, simple food, developing the people we work with, and making the world a better place. Come visit us this fall for our great off-season specials, like half-price entree night and crab cake night. With 12 locations on the culinary coast from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island, we have something for everyone. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Crust and Craft in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located just south of the movies at Midway on Coastal Highway, Crust and Craft specializes in wood-fired pizza, homemade pasta, fresh salads, and unique appetizers. Crust and Craft also has an extensive beer list featuring local and award-winning craft beers. The culinary team prides itself on using fresh ingredients and serving beautiful dishes. Crust and Craft open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner on Coastal Highway in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott.
And welcome back to Schallenberger Field here at Laurel High School, and we're time for our Arenas Deli's players to watch. Arenas Deli's 7 locations throughout the state: downtown Rehoboth Beach, Arenas Cafe on Highway 1 Rehoboth, and in Lewis at the Villages of 5 Points, at the airport in Georgetown, Long Neck, Milford, and their Newark location on Main Street. So let's start with the Woodbridge Blue Raiders, and we're going to talk about, first off, number 30 Tyrez Cannon, a kid that really hasn't got going this year. He's 5'9", 180. Last year he rushed for 1,321 yards and 9 touchdowns, leading the Blue Raiders to the state finals.
Yeah, and so if you look at this year, you're thinking, what's going on? But they've had a lot of interruptions to their seasons. And, I'd love to have somebody like Tyrez Cannon waiting to come out after having 1,300 yards last year. So a strong offense and defensive player.
Coach, I know this is one of your favorite guys to talk about. Big Ormond Sanders, and don't let that baby face in that picture fool you. This is a big boy, and he brings a load when he tackles 6'1", 235, the sophomore tight end and defensive end.
I quite simply think he causes offense to run the other direction. I really do. He's physical at the line. He can get upfield. He has a great wingspan. Emotional. I mean, watch this kid after he makes a play. He does not do anything illegal. He just plays pumped up. I enjoy watching him.
Dan likes to have fun.
Yep.
And then finally, Keyshawn Cox. We had to go. We didn't know who this kid was last week, and he's built like bacon. He looks like bacon. He takes off for a touchdown. I call him bacon. I'm like, whoa, it's number 7, Keyshawn Cox. This kid, he's a big time contributor for them. 10 carries, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns this season.
Yeah, there's another one in the stable.
Right.
It's just incredible the amount of depth that this team has. And, a two-way starter, and this just makes a great Woodbridge team that he can step right in, and they're not going to miss a beat. Nice to have.
And let's talk about the Laurel Bulldogs and what they bring to the table tonight, some of their players to watch. We're going to start with the linebacker, Evan Collins, number 33. 36 tackles, 6 for a loss this year and a sack.
Yep. Outside linebacker, and again, Laurel, I think, really works to not let you have the outside. In addition, if you want to have some fun tonight, watch him on special teams. He absolutely goes down the field. He and number 32, Kyle Weaver, in the films I watched, had most of the tackles, and emotional, and he runs to the ball real well.
And their Mr. Excitement, Javier White, number 3. He, like I said, he scored in every way possible, just not special teams yet. I think last year he played some quarterback for him when the young freshman was trying to get his feet.
Well, I think that with the style of offense, he's a big distraction for a defense. You got to know where he's at. We saw a sweep pass, and everybody was watching him, and there was no one near the receiver downfield. Great speed. He's as devastating on defense as he is on offense. I really like him. He flows. He has great breakout speed.
And number 2, Trevor Collins, brother of Evan. Trevor Collins, he has one of those pick 6 we talked about in the broadcast. They've had 2 pick sixes this season. Trevor Collins, number 2.
Yeah, he's solid two-way starter. Plays hard, has great vision, outstanding running back, and he'll also catch the ball at times coming out of the backfield. So both have great personnel.
Coming up, folks, is going to be Jim Tack and I. We're going to break down the Arenas Deli X's and O's and tell you what we think these teams have to do to win this game tonight, folks. We'll be right back after this commercial timeout.
Hi, it's Scott and Lauren from Sodell Concepts.
And today we're at Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Catch 54 is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine overlooking the bay. House favorites include signature crab cakes, shrimp and grits, our famous 54 burger, all accompanied by a wine spectator wine list and a great selection of craft ales and cocktails. Catch 54 offers delicious nightly specials, award-winning waterfront dining views, and the best happy hour in town.
Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week.
See you soon.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott.
And welcome back to Schallenberg Field here at Laurel High School. And it's time for our Arenas Deli's X's and O's. What do we think these two teams have to do tonight to be successful? Let's start off with the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. You talked about it in your pregame. They got to get off to a fast start.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Get out there fast. It was. We actually joked on the air. We just played in one end of the field because Seaford kept putting them in a position where their backs were against the wall. So it's going to be extreme. And I'm sure Jed Bellyman said something to us after the game last week about it. And so I'm sure they worked on that this week.
Play that same punishing defense. They're averaging 10 tackles for a loss a game and 2 sacks a game.
Yeah, their force up front is tremendous. And the thing that I was impressed with, 50 points last week, they put the subs in. But you and I are looking at the second team coming in, and we're going, whoa.
As big as the first team.
They're as big as the first team. They get off the ball. And the thing about that's how you develop more depth on your team by getting them in. And getting off, they're going to get off on third down. That means they're scoring some points.
And, Jim, we wouldn't be covering Woodbridge if we didn't come up with number 3, limit the penalties.
Yes, we've covered them quite a bit, and it was a little better last week. They just need to discipline themselves on that. Maybe they need to bring somebody into practice or one of the coaches help them out. But they're on their way. I think they knocked the dust off pretty well last week. And
for Laurel, I think they need to make something positive happen early. Make something happen. A turnover, a touchdown, a 3-and-out, something.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think Woodbridge has a little edge on the personnel. But if they can make something happen, that their emotion can carry them through to play a little better than normal, that's going to be extremely important to them.
Get off the field third down. They cannot give Woodbridge extra opportunities tonight.
No. With the amount of people they have, that could be devastating. So playing tough defense, I'm anxious to see what they're going to come out with. They usually only have one inside linebacker if they're in their 6-1 set. 4-3, they have some help. So it'll be interesting to see which way they go with that.
I think tonight they need to embrace the challenge tonight. Laurel hasn't been to the state tournament since 2014. They're on the doorstep. They have a chance. They went out. They win the Henlopen South. They have to embrace that tonight and be excited.
Oh, absolutely. Don't be scared of it. Go after it. Tell your kids, get better. That's what they can control, getting better, all of them. And if they do that, they're going to have a lot of fun.
Folks, we'll be right back after this commercial timeout with some more of our pregame show. You're watching the Sodell Concepts pregame show here on Delaware Live Sports, powered by 302 Sports. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway next to Blue Coast Rehoboth, Thompson Island will follow the Sodell tradition of serving beautiful, simple food that will pair perfectly with our fresh homemade beer. Thompson Island is a perfect place to have dinner with your family, enjoy happy hour with friends at the bar, or spend a day in the beer garden playing bocce ball and ping pong. Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware.
I'm Stevie from Papa Grande's in beautiful Fenwick Island, Delaware. At Papa Grande's, we serve fresh, coastal Mexican cuisine with some of our specialties like blackened fish tacos and the short rib cheesesteak burrito. Come grab a seat at our garage door bar with great water views and homemade margaritas. With happy hour specials and taco night every Thursday, Papa Grande's is the perfect place for dinner with your family or drinks with friends. Papa Grande's, located in Fenwick Island, Delaware. See you soon. Hi.
And welcome back to Laurel. We're at Schallenberger Field here at Laurel High School, and time for the Green Blade Turf Irrigation and Turf Care Turf Report. And tonight's game is being played on Bermuda grass. It's in really good condition, but it's a little soft, I guess, from yesterday's heavy rain. I walked the field before the game, and a little soft, a little squishy in spots. I noticed it didn't bother the maybe it was kind of the holidays, but the Bulldogs not painted in the end zone and the checker box in the other end. That could be due to the rain yesterday as well. So it's going to be 42 degrees at kickoff with a 2-mile-an-hour wind, and that is your Green Blade Irrigation and Turf Care Turf Report. I want to talk about some of the people that make this possible, these broadcasts possible, especially here on the Downstate Game of the Week. Barkley Heating and Air will be a sponsor of our out-of-town scoreboard. Capstone Homes. Scott Smith of Edward Jones Financial Advisor. He brings us the halftime stats. Juwan Johnson State Farm Trivia Question brings us the third quarter trivia question. Green Blade Turf and Irrigation. Arenas Deli. Active Pest Solution brings us the pest of the game. We'll award one player as our pest of the game. Louis Pizza Player of the Game, 11 Rehoboth Avenue, just steps from the beach and boardwalk. They sponsor our player of the game. And Lasher's Barbecue. They sponsor the red zone, so when the teams get inside the 20, it's time to get piggy with it. Sodell Concepts, 12 chef-driven restaurants on the culinary coast in southern Delaware. And Jim, before the game, earlier today, I was talking to head coach Joey Jones, and one of the things I asked him was about the excitement level now. You know, last year they come into the Woodbridge game at 3-3. Although they were, like he said, they were coming off 3 wins. This year they're coming in 4-1, and now they're playing a meaningful game in November, which I think is important to high school football. And he agreed. He said, the fact that he uses that phrase, the fact that you're playing a meaningful game in November, you've earned that opportunity. I think the idea of playing important football this late just helps maintain focus throughout the year. And he went on to talk about how, when you're not in a meaningful late season game, are your kids thinking about basketball? Are your wrestlers thinking about wrestling? He says right now his kids, they're focused on football.
That's a great point, and you want that. You want that good taste in your mouth when that season's over, and this is a big game.
And he also said that he's not doesn't want his kid worried about Woodbridge. He wants them to do what they do.
Yeah.
Do what they do. If they execute, he said, when we execute, we're dangerous.
Absolutely, they've shown that, and it goes back to what I've been taught: get better. If you just put the win thing in front of kids, and they don't win, but they play like crazy, they're going to feel like a failure. My thing is get them to improve. That's something they can control. And he's done a nice job with that here.
Again, I'm Benny Mitchell. You're watching the Sodell Concepts pregame show. My broadcast partner, Jim Tack, Linda Marvel on the camera. Dave Marvel is gathering stats for us tonight. Our Barkley Heating there, out-of-town scoreboard. Score is being brought to us by Kristen Mitchell back at the Lewis studio. And our halftime stats will be brought to you by Scott Smith. Visit Scott Smith on Main Street in Shelbyville. Edward Jones Financial Advisor, making sense of investment. Folks, he's also a local guy. He's a Sussex Central, actually teammate of mine, Sussex Central grad, and a former football player. So I was down there a couple weeks ago, and it made a lot of sense to me. So hopefully we can get a lot of money for me, too. So go down and see Scott Smith on Main Street in Shelbyville. Our updated top 10 rankings. We'll start in Division I with the big upset of Sally's over Hodgson. Kind of shook up Division I a little bit. Smyrna moves to number 1 from number 2. Middletown bumps up a spot. They're the number 2 team in the state. Sally's jumps from 6 to 3. Hodgson moves from 1 to 4. St. George's stays where they're at 5. Sussex Central moves up from 8 to 6. William Penn stays at 7. Appoquinimink moves up from 9 to 8. Caesar Rodney drops like a bag of rocks from number 4 down to number 9 after last week's loss to Dover. And Cape Henlopen holds steady at number 10. We'll have that Caesar Rodney Cape Henlopen score coming up on our Barclay hitting their out-of-town scoreboard. They played at 1 o'clock today. In Division II, which is where we're at, number 1 defending state champs Howard still hold the number 1 ranking. I believe they are playing Appoquinimink tonight. Woodbridge, we'll have them here tonight. They're number 2. Archmere 3, DeMar 4, Delmar 5. St. Mark's moves from 7 to 6. Unranked Laurel moves into number 7. Red Lion from 9 to 8. Caravel from 10 to 9. And unranked Newark breaks into the rankings at number 10. A couple of more players. We talked about Tyrese Cannon. Woodbridge has a couple returning all-conference players. Cannon comes back as returning all-conference running back. Kenny Newton, we'll see him. He was a linebacker, all-conference linebacker. We've seen him toting the rock at the fullback position this year. And two-way guy Josh Benedict from Woodbridge. He's an offensive tackle and defensive line. And, of course, the coach of the year last year, Jed Bell. Folks, Arena's Deli, Wednesday, half-price sandwich night, 5 p.m. to close. Dine-in only. That's Arena's Deli, 7 locations throughout Delaware. And we are, I'm not sure what we're waiting. The referees are on the field. Because we do have the Laurel Band here tonight down in the end zone.
They have their seats set up. And
yes, they did.
Sussex
distance. Central did the same thing. They put the band in the end zone. A couple other games going on, folks. Open up a couple browsers tonight. We have 3. There's 4 big games. We have 3 of them tonight on Delaware Live. Upstate at 7:30 kickoff. You got the Hodson Silver Eagles taking on the Middletown Cavaliers. That game is for the that game is for the Blue Hen Conference Flight A Championship and an automatic berth to the state tournament. And then at 7 o'clock kickoff in Georgetown, Salesianum coming down to take on Sussex Central. That's a rematch of the 2018 state championship game. I think the winner is out of the state tournament. Okay. And I tell you what, Cesar Rodney put themselves in a good position today, moving to 5-1. And then we have our game here tonight. This isn't for the Henlopen South, but this is gonna maybe clear our vision tonight, or maybe just fog it a little bit. The no contest between Woodbridge and Delmar. From week 1 from the COVID, but I'm hearing that game could be played. I guess if the conference can't come up with a decision, I talked to Jed Bell and he said he's hearing it could be a game maybe next Tuesday.
Yeah, and the other factors we're not quite sure what's happening with COVID. I mean, the Steelers and Ravens were bumped out of Thanksgiving Day. They've been bumped out of Sunday, and now they're going to Tuesday. So it can happen here too. Hopefully it won't.
And looks like the two teams are making their way to the field. And Laurel coming out in the end zone to our right. Woodbridge in the end zone to our left. And it's about time for some Henny South High School football, small town football. Jim Tack, nothing like it in the United States, huh?
I love it. I'm a fan. When football makes everything close up in town about 6 o'clock, you got a special event going on. It really is. This is pretty neat setting here too.
Yes, small stadium.
Great press box.
Right. And what's been nice this year, here comes the Laurel Bulldogs onto the field, led by number 13, Jaden Snyder. And here come the Blue Raiders. And they're led by Big Ormond Sanders, number 9. So, folks, we're about ready to get underway. Laurel striking up the band.
Yeah, they have their uniforms on. A lot of other people
have
have not done that. I think that's nice. I do. Keep it as normal as you can.
So the captains are headed out to midfield for the coin toss. Number 2, the captain for Laurel is Trevor Collins. We talked about him in the pregame. I think that's number 22, Plummer. Michael Plummer for Woodbridge. Some discussion after the coin toss. Usually, not quite sure what we got going here.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. A lot of meetings.
Here we go. Woodbridge wins the toss, and they're taking the ball. So Woodbridge, Blue Raiders, they want to get offense first. So, folks, we're going to cut away for the national anthem. So, nice rendition of the national anthem by the Laurel Marching Band. And Laurel will be in the white helmets, red jerseys, white pants. They're going to be headed from left to right on your computer screen, or if you've plugged into your television with your HDMI cord for that great picture that we'll have tonight. And the Woodbridge Blue Raiders in the blue helmets, white jerseys, and blue pants. We'll be moving from right to left. It's time for some Henlopen Conference Southern Division football. The winner one step closer to the Henny South title. Kicking off is number, can't get a number. Something 9. 79, number 79 kicking off. And that's Mike Gonzalez Perez. Back deep. Tyrez Cannon by himself, and then 3 receivers in front of him. And the kick is to the sideline, going to take him by number 7. Keyshawn Cox, he runs it back to the middle of the field. So they have a wall set up on their side of the field. And they're going to take over first and 10. Coach, you got the wall called, and it's kicked that far to the sideline. You just
got to abandon it and get what you can get.
Right.
I have Preston Chambers.
So first 10. And 10 for Woodbridge. Ball's on their own 20. Looks like it might be a little further out than that. Maybe further. Looks like about the 18-yard line. First and 10 for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders at their own 18-yard line. Come out slot to the near side. And hitting the backfield right away is Newton. The ball's on the ground, but Woodbridge falls on it. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play, bringing up second down.
Jake Davis on the stop, 66. And again, we're going to take a look and see. Last week they had played cover 2 and rolled up to the motion.
And Woodbridge breaks out. This time they go slot to the far side of the field. 2 backs behind quarterback Evans, and that's going to be Newton going around the left end, and he gets some yards, but they're going to pick up, get out to about the 22, pick up about 3 on the play, brings up 3rd down, and Laurel's getting a little excited. 3rd and 6 for.
Yeah, they great job of stopping that. Evan Collins strung that play out and then had a lot of help come from the inside. Now we'll see if they run the counter very well.
Slot to the far side of the field. And this time Evans is going to roll out under some pressure, throws downfield, has a man open. That's Cox. And it's complete. 1st down for Woodbridge. That's only his 5th passing attempt of the season.
Well, and it was good coverage by Collins, but he put the ball exactly where it needed to be. And, well, just when we said they don't throw.
They threw it. Moves the ball out to the 46. Well, they haven't had a lot of practice time.
Right.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Ball at their own 46. And it's going to be a handoff to Bacon this time, his first carry of the night. And he picks up about a yard on the play. We're going to have 2nd down.
Bacon on a nice run. Davis again, 66 in there. And they're working the left side.
Evans looks like he's wearing number 3 tonight. It's going to be a handoff to Plummer, right side. Got some running room, puts his head down, gets another yard. He's going to be able to pick up about 6 on the play, bringing up 3rd down.
Weaver, the outside linebacker, folding inside to make the stop.
Gain of 5 on the play. It's going to make a 3rd and 4 for the Blue Raiders. Now, he is wearing number 2. It was just tucked under. So
Okay.
Jordan Evans, quarterback, is number 2 this evening. Full house backfield. Handoff to Bacon. Steps out to the side, like a little bounce play. He's going to be short of the 1st down. Gain of about a little more than a yard on the play. Brings up 4th down and 3. And with Woodbridge, this is 4-down territory.
White in there with the stop. And Weaver.
And Jed Bell will roll the dice and go for it. 4th and 3 for the Blue Raiders.
They've crawled up and have like a 6-2 right now.
That's Newton up the middle. I don't think he got it.
I don't know. That is. It's gonna be close.
Yeah. And they give him the 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Newton on the carry. Gain of 3.
So they've changed a little bit. They have some more men up front, which makes sense, and that will force them to throw. Right now they're in cover 3.
Power I formation, double tight ends, handoff to 22 Plummer, and make some moves. He's going to get about a yard on the play, bring up 2nd down. And they're going to give him a gain of 2, it looks like.
Demontre Smith.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, so this is a different look than we've seen, and probably because there's no motion and they're running inside. So a good chest move before the game gets too far along.
Power I formation, 2nd and 8. Bacon off to the left side and pulls away from a guy. Somebody in there trying to make that jersey tackle. He just runs away, but he picks up about 2 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
Snyder, 13 on the stop, and I'll tell you, they're banging pretty good in there. They really
Oh,
are.
a 3rd and 4 here. Ball on the 28-yard line. And I think that was Newton with nowhere to go. Well, Newton, no gain on the play. Brings up a 4th and 4
Smith.
for the Blue Raiders.
Smith 44 and a stop. This change of defense is gonna cause, I think, them to have to throw the ball a little
Right.
bit. They've shown they can do it, but they bring the backs out of the backfield. But up front, tell you what, they're doing a nice job.
4th and 4 for the Blue Raiders. Ball at the Laurel 28-yard line. 38-yard line. And it's going to be a play action. Jordan Evans rolls out, stiff arms, breaks a tackle, and he's got enough for the first down, out of bounds. First down for the Blue Raiders.
Trevor Collins running him out. And that's the place that you go after the 6-2,
Right.
in the flats and the outside.
Ball at the Laurel 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. First drive of the game. And they're going to stay right in that full house, Coach. Power I formation. And just some confusion in the background. And 22, Michael Plummer thrown for a loss. As I think all 3 guys bumped into each other there on the mesh point.
Yeah, it was a right time to call it, but Davis again, 66, who's playing this right end outside linebacker, doing a good job, and they got some bigger people up on the inside right now.
Loss of 4 on the play. Makes it a 2nd and 14 for Woodbridge. 2nd and 14. He's going to stick right with that power I. And play action off it. And Evans has a man open. That's Plummer with the catch. Cuts it inside to about the 10-yard line. I think that's enough for a Woodbridge first down.
Yeah, and this is a great chess game because we talked about the flats. There really wasn't anyone there. And if you're the outside linebacker and you don't see them release, you got to go now. So that's the weakness. However, take your chances, play what you have best.
And, Coach, we are in the Lashers red zone.
Piggy.
Getting piggy with it. That's left side. I believe that was Bacon. Takes it down inside the 10. And it's going to make it so we're inside 10. We're 2nd and goal here.
And I don't want to say it, but Bacon in the piggy red zone.
Yeah, there you go. Woodbridge, 2nd and goal. Now, Coach, I'm wrong. They've moved. I think because of COVID, they now have the yard markers on the home side, and I say that they can get a first down. That's going to be up 3rd down. Gain of 2. This is about 3rd and 3 for the Blue Raiders. Ball at the 5.
And this is a spot they like to run the keeper. They'll fake to the power I back, and the quarterback will hang on.
Bacon right side pushes a couple players, and he's down close to the first down. And he's going to have the first down, so this will be 1st and goal again for Woodbridge.
It's not easy skating in there at all. I mean, there's a
lot of bodies in there.
There's a lot of bodies.
1st and goal from the 1 for the Blue Raiders.
They're making them work for it.
And power I formation. We're probably going to see Bacon here. Nope, quarterback sneak, but I don't think he got it.
Ball's out.
Touchdown.
Touchdown on the fumble.
That's number 10 on the recovery, Noah Matthews. So touchdown for Woodbridge. And Noah Matthews will get credit for the touchdown.
Yeah, he's spinning around, and the ball very close. I think the official made the right call. Very close if he's down.
And Woodbridge is going to go for 2. And that's that earthquake formation that Smyrna runs, and that's
go.
Newton with the extra point. And that's going to make it 8-0 Woodbridge Blue Raiders first. Folks, we're going to take our first commercial time out. We'll be right back with more of the Botac Foundation game between the Laurel Bulldogs and the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. We'll be right back.
Barkley Heating and Air. Barclays can work on all brands specializing in air conditioners, gas, oil, and heat pumps. Family owned and operated with over 17 years of experience. Licensed, insured, and a multiple-year First State Favorites winner. Barkley Heating and Air offers 24-hour emergency service with service plans available. Customer satisfaction guaranteed. Call 302-653-5971 for a free estimate today. John and Ginger Barkley are looking forward to serving the community. Find them on the web at barkleyheatingandair.com. Barkley.
And welcome back to Schallenberger Field. And that was your Barkley Heating and Air commercials. Let's give you some Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboards from today. Caesar Rodney beats number 10, Cape and Lopin 21-13. And Howard leads Appoquinimink 30-7. So big games with playoff implications. Caesar Rodney, they put themselves to 5-1 heading into the season finale at Smyrna next week.
They're having a nice year. They've worked, very hard toward this year, and they've had some big wins. So
let me tell you what else Woodbridge just did with that scoring drive, Coach. They just took 8.5 minutes off the clock.
Wow, you're right.
3:30 to play here. 3:31 to play here in the first quarter. On the kick, number 85, Ian Hayes, and he kicks it short. It's going to be taken at about bounce and picked up at about the 25-yard line by number 5, Kelsey Wilson. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Laurel. So it's going to be our first look at Laurel and quarterback number 6, Caden Shockley, the sophomore.
Seth Smart, 15 on the special team stop.
And we have a player down. Looks like maybe cramp. I don't want to. Maybe not. He's able to get up and hop off. So that usually looks like cramp. And, cramps in November, and it's been warm. I mean, it's warm and humid. So Laurel will start their first drive, 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. And that Kelsey, he's their leading ball carrier there. So hopefully it's just a cramp. He can rub it out.
They can get him.
Massage it out and get him back on the field.
I didn't see a trainer follow him, so it may
She's
just
over here by the car.
Okay. Well, she's going to get.
So Shockley brings he's playing from the sidelines from Coach Joey Jones in his first appearance on Delaware Live Sports this year, downstate game of the week. And they're going to go tight formation with a double wing. White comes in motion. There's a handoff up the middle, number 13, Jaden Snyder. He's going to pick up about 6 on the play, bring up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, and that's a play, and watching them that they ran 14 times in a game, that they like to start off with the fullback. Kind of amazed he can get out of that stretched out stance.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And the safety came up and made a nice play.
2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. And it's going to be again. Oh, big hit by Wyatt Wright. Being held up by number 66, Corey Saunders. I tell you what, when White hits, he brings it.
You can hear White and Saunders on the stop.
Gain of 2 on the play brings us up a 3rd and a long 2 for the Bulldogs at their own 45-yard line. And it was a hit like that last week from White that kind of woke up the Woodbridge.
Yeah. He slid under as the offside linebacker. Nice angle.
And they're going to call it. They've had 2 guys in motion, but handoff goes to Caden Shockley keeps the ball, and he's going to be no gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 2 for the Dogs. And now we have flags.
It's like they're pulling Sanders back. I don't know what happened.
It was well after the play. I mean, everybody was on their way back to the huddle.
Oh, I just saw it. Sanders was nailed after the play, knocked on his back.
So
The
just
whistle had blown. It was not him.
Yeah, they were pulling him back. I guess that's a big boy. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's
so that's going to bring up a 4th and 17 for Law. Now they're going to be punting back inside their own 20. And Newton back deep.
Yeah, I wonder if somebody was. I'm not sure if they were thrown out or not. That hurts.
Mm-hmm. It's going to give, Woodbridge possibly pretty good field position here.
Yeah, and they like the return punts.
So back to punt is Shockley. Good snap, and he's going to get it off. Floater out about midfield. And it's going to be down by number 2, Collins. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders at their own, looks like 46-yard line, 45-yard line. I think that fist was 4th down. I don't think it was an ejection. I think the referee was saying 4th down.
Okay.
So no ejection. Didn't see anybody leave. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. A minute 48 to play here in the first quarter. They had the ball at their own 45. They lead 8-0. Bacon off the left side, hit in the backfield, and puts his head down. Oh, big hit there by 2 Collins. This is your Sussex County small town football here, Coach.
Yeah.
Hard hitting. Nobody shying away. Gain of 3 on the play brings up a 2nd and 7 for the Blue Raiders. And they're going to stay right in that power I formation. That's going to be Plummer, the stem back, and he's going to pick up about 4 or 5 on the play, bring up 3rd down. So Woodbridge satisfied with the 3 yards in a cloud of dust here right now.
Collins on the stop.
Give him a gain of 4 on the play. Let's bring up a 3rd and 3.
And again, it looks like they're still in that 6-2 with cover 3 zone. Flats will be the place to attack.
Plummer again, and he's got enough for the 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders.
In there is White and Malone.
Moves it out to the Laurel, the Laurel 42-yard line. 1st and 10, Blue Raiders. And as the first quarter's winding down, under 15 seconds to play here in the quarter. Like Newton this time. Gain of maybe 1 on the play. So the fullback game, they're just not getting going yet. Plummer and Bacon seem to be getting it going. So, folks, that's the end of the first quarter. Your score, the Woodbridge Blue Raiders 8, the Laurel Bulldogs 0. We'll be right back with second half action here from Laurel, Delaware.
Home has never been more important. Today, our homes serve us in more ways than ever before. Our experienced Capstone Homes team can help you design and build a home for you and your family. We offer an amazing new home experience that earned us the Sussex County Custom Home Builder of the Year Award. At Capstone Homes, you get a fully custom home with in-house drafting, design, customer care, and quality craftsmanship for an amazing value. Create your new home that will serve you better.
At Ferris Home Improvements, your family's comfort and safety is always our top priority.
If you call us for your roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchen, and bathroom needs, you can expect health screen craftsmen who wear gloves and face masks and follow minimum 6-foot distancing, virtual conferences to discuss project details, job quotes delivered electronically or brought to your door for your review and approval, and our showrooms in Newark and Rehoboth Beach remain open for limited appointments.
We're here together.
Operating with precautions.
To protect our staff.
And our customers.
And welcome back to Schallenberger Field here at Laurel High School. Your score 8-0, Woodbridge. They have the ball, 2nd and 9. And they're in Laurel territory. Score over in Georgetown, Sussex Central 6, Salesianum 0. At your Barclay Heating and Air Allatown scoreboard. That's a big, big game over at the Castle tonight. Coach, I did something I normally don't do.
What's that?
I picked Sussex Central to lose at home.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll hear about it, trust me, if it doesn't happen. And that is Bacon on second down. He's close to a first down. I think he's about a yard short. Brings up a 3rd and 1.
Malone in the secondary right now dominating most of the tackling.
Should be 3rd and 1. Yes, 3rd and 1 for Woodbridge. And Tyrese Cannon checks into the game, that what I like to call T-buck backfield.
Yep.
Cannon right side, makes a guy miss. Puts his head down, cuts it back inside. He's down inside the 20-yard line. First down on his first touch of the game.
Malone and Collins, and what they're picking up an extra back to lead into the point of attack, and they're out at the C gap where you need to be.
And we are in the Lasher's red zone. Lasher's barbecue have us in the red zone. First down for Woodbridge. Ball at the 12-yard line. This time it's Bacon. Oh, he's wrapped up in the backfield. That was 74 on the initial hit, Coach. Jacques Parker Cannon. And he just blew through untouched.
Yep. Cannon in there, and then Evan Collins, 33.
Loss of 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 12 for the Blue Raiders.
See, they made an adjustment. They have 44, Smith in there. Big young man, and I think they're plugging with him. What I mean by plugging is I think if there's anybody that's going to stunt, it's going to be him. Oh, excuse me, he's down. No, he's in the middle yet, yeah.
2nd down for the Blue Raiders. And it's going to be play action. Cuts it up is Evans and runs into a couple of Bulldogs. I don't think he got much on the play. Yard at most. Going to bring up 3rd down. Gain of 1 on the play brings up 3rd and 11. So
Kyle Weaver, well, you want to see a kid that gets excited to play.
It might be time for Coach Jed Bell to start looking to the edge and try to beat him at the edge because there's just nothing open in the middle right now. 3rd and 11 for the Blue Raiders. Ball at the 12-yard line, just outside the 12-yard line of Laurel.
Really, from tackle to tackle, they have 6 people in there versus 5. So it's a mismatch inside.
Therese Cannon on the pitch. He steps to the outside in a late flag, probably the holding area. Coach, that's just our 3rd penalty of the game. The other ones were offsetting.
Yeah. Malone on the stop, the corner. The problem with that, play action, he's coming up fast.
Right.
They're going to pull that ball out at some point. But very good. I like the 2 coaches, I think, are just back and forth. You make a move, I'll make a move.
So Coach Joe Jones is going to take the holding call. And it looks like it may have been behind the line of scrimmage, too. That makes it
So
even.
it's where it hurts the most.
Right.
That's why that's such a tough one.
Going to replay 3rd down. Ball's going to be back to the 28-yard line. That's a long way to go. They need about, looks like 30 yards, maybe 28 yards. 3rd and, call it 28. Did not refresh the yard markers. I did notice that.
Well,
or the yard on the field. Pistol formation, trips to the left. Evans under pressure, rolls out to his left, steps up, makes a guy miss, makes another miss. He's running for the corner. Javier White tries to make the tackle. Touchdown, Jordan Evans. Just an athletic play.
Highlight reel.
Yeah.
That's a highlight reel play. He was in the grasp a good 5 to 6 yards behind.
Right.
Yep.
Wow. So that's a
38
yard touchdown.
Yep. He kind of hurdles over a defender there at the end.
That was White, just going low, just like he needs to take those legs out, and he just hurdles them. So Woodbridge going for 2, and it looks a lot like that earthquake formation from Smyrna, doesn't it? And we have a whistle on the play and a flag. And it's going to be the illegal procedure against Woodbridge.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was going to slip the ball around. There have been a lot of that this weekend. A lot of gadget plays in all the leagues. I actually saw the old, like the fumble Ruski with Remington that they ran to a back. Quarterback went up, got it, and then put it in behind. They never saw it.
So Woodbridge still going to go for 2, same formation. And Newton makes his way through and puts his head down and gets the extra point. Where the 2-point conversion for Woodbridge is good. So your score, Woodbridge 16, Laurel 0. Folks, we'll be right back after this commercial timeout.
It's a challenging market. You're well aware of that. Edward Jones is too, which is why we're here, ready to listen and ready to help you find opportunity, something we've been doing since 1922 in good markets and bad.
So, let's talk.
Edward Jones, it's time for investing to feel individual.
Welcome back to Schallenberger Field. That's coming up at the half. We'll have our Scott Smith, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, halftime stats. Brought to you by Scott Smith at Edward Jones Financial Advisor, making sense of investment. On the kick, number 85, Ian Hayes. And back deep looks like White, and he's going to kick it right to White. And looking for some room up the middle. He's got some, and pulled down by Plummer from behind. And White looked like he was getting ready to get off to the races.
He was nice job.
1st and 10 for Laurel. This time they're going to start off in Woodbridge territory.
Yeah, he has great vision.
Plummer just a little bit behind, but on an angle, and wasn't going to let it happen. So 1st and 10 at the 50, right at midfield for the Laurel Bulldogs. Shockley under center. And it looks like Wilson now back in the backfield, so must have been a cramp. Javier White goes in motion and whistles on the play. Somebody jumped.
Now he's
offsides Woodbridge. So we talk about it in the pregame, Coach, and there it is.
Yep.
3 penalties so far this game.
And Wilson's back in there, 5.
Right, yeah. So that's going to make it a 1st and 5. For the Bulldogs at the Woodbridge 45-yard line. Collins comes in motion, hand up the middle to Wilson. He's hit right at the mesh point. I believe Benedict on the tackle brings up 2nd down. Give him a yard on the play, make it 2nd and 4.
They're in cover 3, but it may be man because they are up on their toes. The cornerbacks are right up on them and not leaving them off the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Shockley under center, double wing. White goes in motion, toss to White, and he's trying to get to the edge, and there's Mr. Plummer with the tackle. No gain on the play. Plummer and number 55, Dylan Yoakum. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Great pursuit by Woodbridge. And again, I think what they're doing by being up on the wide receivers, high school kids count their steps when they run routes. So if you can knock them off that step count, you really cause problems for them.
3rd and 4 for the Bulldogs. Shackley's going to go up under center. Double wing. Receivers split to both sides. White goes in motion. And looked like maybe option, Coach. He really held that ball. No gain for Wilson. It's going to bring up 4th and 4. Kind of gave me like almost he was getting ready to run the option.
Yep, he was going to pull it and have his choice. He may have just hung on a little too long.
So 4th and 3. Just going to get about a yard on the play. 4th and 3, and the Bulldogs are going to go for it. They're at the Woodbridge 43-yard line.
Yeah, and they're bringing people hard. Sanders on the stop that time.
And we have a timeout, Laurel, and we're going to take one with them, folks. With 6:38 to play here in the first half, it's the Woodbridge Blue Raiders 16, the Laurel Bulldogs 0. We'll be right back.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries, and home and auto insurance from State Farm. So make it a combo. Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money, and who doesn't like that? Just call State Farm agent Juwan Johnson and find out how you could start saving today. It's just another way we're here to help life go right.
And welcome back to Schallenberger Field. You're watching Delaware Live Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell with Jim Tack, my color football analyst. Dave Marvel on the stats and Linda Marvel on the camera. 4th and 3 for the Laurel Bulldogs. Coming off the timeout. And same formation we've been seeing. Shockley under center. Collins comes in motion. And it's going to drop back, throw down the left side of the field. Oh, in and out of the hands, broken up. In and out of the hands of number 10, Preston Chambers, broken up by 5, Jaden Bacon. So that's going to be turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Woodbridge. Nice ball by Shockley there. He doesn't throw a lot.
It was. Real nice throw. Good defense.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Ball at their own 43-yard line. They lead 16-0. And just nowhere to go. Met in the backfield was Bacon. Loss on the play. Loss of about 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
They're great job on that. Cameron Puzzi on the stop, 63. So and it's hard from our vantage point to see if they're slanting or not, but they're bringing backers.
Second and 12. Plummer going off the left side, wrapped up in the backfield, spins out of the tackle, and he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of 2 on the play.
Again, he was forced deep. Collins 2 on the stop. They had a blitz on the inside. Anthony Smith, 44, really came hard. And what he did, he actually knocked off some of the lead blockers.
3rd and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Ball at their own 43. And Plummer has, I like to call it quick feet. You know, he picks his feet up, he gets, he breaks tackles that way, and then gets himself scooting on down the field. 3rd and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Woodbridge leads 16-0 here, approaching 5 minutes to play in the first half. And Evans going to roll to the right, and under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Number 3, Javier White. Or correction, number 7, DeMontra Smith. 4th down and 20. So we're going to see a Woodbridge punter, I think, for maybe the first time this season for us.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, Smith showed some speed. He showed some acceleration coming upfield.
Back to punt number 15, Seth Smart. 4:38 to play here in the first half. Javier White back deep for the punt. And gets it off high end over end. It's going to bounce, take a Woodbridge bounce. Inside the 35 to the 34-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Well, that was a good series for Laurel to hold them up. See if they can get their offense going now.
I tell you, tonight would be an interesting night to keep time of possession because they chewed up all but, 3 minutes in the first half on a touchdown drive.
And we're down to 4 minutes in the first half, which is.
And this is what, Laurel's second possession, right?
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Laurel Bulldogs. Ball at their own 34-yard line. Javier White goes in motion and comes back up the middle. Oh, he's hit in the hole. I couldn't even see who made the initial tackle. Wright was in there.
Yeah.
He's taking the high fives for it, so.
Wright is?
Yeah. Loss of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 11. Yeah, kind of. We were talking about the other game on our broadcast schedule tonight. Pretty much a playoff game between Sussex Central and Sally's in Week 6. And I'll have a score for you in a second. Caden Shockley throws the pass backwards to White, and right on it, number 15, Seth Smart. And they're going to go out of bounds. And let's see if he made any gain on the play. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Gain of 2. Brings it 3rd and 9.
Nice play by Smart, to break down. That's not a guy you want to be alone with out in the flats.
Right. Second quarter in Georgetown, Sussex Central 12, Salesianum 0. Salesianum with a big win last week, knocking off number 1 Hudson, the defending state champ.
That's some great competition.
3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Ball thrown 35. And they're going to go slots to the near side of the field with a wing and single back in the backfield. And Shockley's going to roll to his left. He's got Chambers open. And, missed tackle, but a big hit by Wyatt Wright. 17, Brenton Williams.
They just run to the ball so well.
And we have whistles on the play.
Chambers
Timeout Woodbridge.
Chambers came back to get himself open. And then great closing speed on this.
And a big hit.
Yep.
Somebody came in low and missed. And Chambers, I think, end up with a 2-yard loss on the pass play.
Yeah.
So let's bring up a 4th and 11. And Jed Bell taking that timeout, thinking maybe get another chance to put one up before the end of the half.
Sure. Sure. Put pressure on the punter, see if you can get him to shank it.
I want to thank those folks watching us here on Delaware Live Sports. 3 big games for you tonight. Middletown Hodson, they're kicking off at 7:30. They should be underway. Sussex Central and Salesianum going on in Georgetown. And we got this one, the Botac Foundation game with the Woodbridge Blue Raiders and the Laurel Bulldogs. Woodbridge leading 16-0 with 3:11 left. And Caden Shockley on the punt for the Bulldogs. Back deep for the return is, I guess I shouldn't say deep because he's staying just at his own 40 is Newton.
Yeah. And if he gets this thing on a line drive, he can fly.
And high floater, and there's a flag.
Already.
Probably going to be a hold. So the ball dead at the 31, down by Trevor Collins.
I'm really curious because that was really fast.
Mm-hmm.
That flag, it flew out of bounds.
And here we'll get a signal. Sideline warning. So it's a sideline warning on the Laurel Bulldogs. So here they come, 1st and 10. Come the Blue Raiders. Ball at their own 30. Well, now it's going to be a penalty. I thought it was a warrant. Oh. Okay, I'm not sure what we got here, Coach.
Yeah, and Coach Jones is out there asking him for an explanation.
Okay, I missed that signal. I thought he was pointing to the sideline.
Yeah.
Usually they do it with both hands behind their back. I'm not sure what that call was.
They're going to have to re-kick.
So the Bulldogs are going to re-kick it.
This is interesting.
They'll make it 4th and 11. I wonder if there was an interference on the sideline as they were coming down, maybe. He threw it, like you said, he threw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Shockley's going to try again, kick again.
Great snap.
And there's a nice spiral downfield. And it's going to bounce straight up into Collins' hands. And Collins downs it again. Net result, +5 or +6 for the Blue Raiders. They'll be 1st and 10. I tell you, expect at some point in this game to see Woodbridge come after one of those punts. Yeah, they don't always show it early, but he's got plenty. He right now has no rush, so he's got plenty of time. And see if they come after one of these here later in the game.
When we had looked at it, he's back at 12, but he takes kind of an extra step, which brings his launch point up to 8 yards.
The 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Bacon off the left side, cuts it back towards the middle of the field, puts his head down, gets the 1st down.
The counter is good.
Bacon with 10 on the play. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. They still have 3 timeouts.
And I had Weaver in there again. Collins came in late.
Let's see if the size of this Woodbridge team wears down Laurel here. It starts in 3rd quarter. They are big. Tyrese Cannon around the left end and breaks the tackle, then hit hard right on the sideline, stays in bounds. Well, maybe Collins on the tackle. Brings up 2nd down. Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5 for the Blue Raiders. Approaching 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half.
You know, they may probably consider 4 downs here. 2nd down could be a waste down.
And Bacon, man, but he runs angry.
Yeah. They run that counter so well. And White on that, and Collins again on the stop. But it's a solid play for them.
1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Ball inside the 40, about the 36-yard line. And going to be Bacon up the middle this time. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and thrown down. And I think Woodbridge is going to take a timeout. 44 on the tackle, Anthony Smith. Folks, we're going to take a commercial timeout with them. We'll be right back. Your score, Woodbridge Blue Raiders 16, Laurel 0. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Lewis, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's is a little seafood shack on Coastal Highway, serving lunch and dinner daily, featuring seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-inspired nightly specials, along with a large selection of craft ales, cocktails, and our extensive wine list. Matt's is a perfect place to enjoy dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or lunch in the lobster room. Matt's Fish Camp in Lowe's, Delaware, open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner. See you soon.
And welcome back to Schallenberger Field here at Laurel High School. Benny Mitchell with Jim Tack. Your Delaware Live Downstate Game of the Week. Heading up in the Southern Division action. And we said in the pregame, what was Delmar and Woodbridge over the past few years, Laurel was throwing their name in the ring, throwing their hat in the ring here, and they're undefeated in the conference heading into tonight's game.
Yeah, they've had a nice year. Coach doing a really good job. What I like is that he's running a system. It's not grab a play here, hey, I saw the Eagles run this. I'm going, no.
Right.
That blows up in your face every time. So I like the system that he's running. Same with Woodbridge. They have a system.
Woodbridge coming in off the timeout, 2nd down and 9. Minute 24 to play here in the first half. Play action by Evans. He's under some pressure and has to roll back. Look like Fran Tarkenton here. And, just short of Tyrese Cannon, who came back for the pass. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, you're right. Fran Tarkenton, he was all over the place.
Reverse field, come back here a little bit. Evans not fully committed to the long runs back and forth across the field, but almost got a receiver on it.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 9 for the Blue Raiders.
Two guys actually got their hands on him, but he is just so dangerous.
And both these teams are pretty young.
Okay, yeah.
You look at a lot of 10s and 11s on these rosters. Evans going to go under center on 3rd and 9. Minute 12 to play in the half. And they're bringing it. Bacon takes it off the right side, puts his head down, tackled by number 7, Smith.
Smith, nice job from the outside.
Gain of 4 on the play, brings up 4th and 6. And looks like Coach Bell willing to let the clock run down, run another play.
It was a quick pitch. They had the lineman coming, but Laurel came up right away. Smith with a nice play on that.
4th and 6 for the Blue Raiders. Ball at the Laurel, might be the 39-yard line. And Evans looking downfield, has Bacon on a wheel route and just overthrows him. Turnover on downs, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. And I'm wondering if Bacon was the intended receiver because he was kind of coasting his way out there.
Yeah.
So 19 seconds left to play here in the first half. Laurel will have it 1st and 10. I tell you what, if he had put the Jets on a little sooner, he's walking into the end zone. So that was a nice ball.
You're right. The timing was very good.
So I'm just wondering if Bacon didn't think
he was going to get it.
Right. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. And that's a handoff to Wilson. And Newton throws him to the ground, and that's going to time out Laurel. After a gain of, looks to be about 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3. So 11 seconds to play here in the first half. Laurel's going to take a timeout. Okay, now they're not taking the timeout. And Joey Jones ready to just take the ball into the half, down 16-0. So, folks, that's your score. At halftime, the Woodbridge Blue Raiders 16. The Laurel Bulldogs 0. After this commercial break, we'll come back and we're going to talk about the Bo Tack Foundation, folks. We'll be right back.
Barkley Heating and Air. Barclays can work on all brands specializing in air conditioners, gas, oil, and heat pumps. Family owned and operated with over 17 years of experience. Licensed, insured, and a multiple-year First Aid Favorites winner. Barkley Heating and Air offers 24-hour emergency service with service plans available. Customer satisfaction guaranteed. Call 302-653-5971 for a free estimate today. John and Ginger Barkley are looking forward to serving the community. Find them on the web at barkleyheatingandair.com. Barkley?
1 in every 5 adolescents are affected by mental health problems.
Your friend, your sister,
your child.
An estimated 2/3 of all young people with mental health problems are not getting the help they need.
Help us raise awareness for obsessive compulsive disorder and other mental health issues.
Because under every helmet and hat is a child that needs us. The Botac Memorial Foundation.
And welcome back to Laurel High School, Schallenberger Field, and we're here at halftime with the Woodbridge Blue Raiders leading 16-0. Folks, we're going to talk a little bit about the Botac Foundation because tonight's game is the Botac Foundation game. And with me is the father of Botac, Jim Tack, my color commentator and broadcast partner. And Jim, tell us, who's Botac and what is the Botac Foundation?
Well, I'd like to thank 302 and Delaware Live for the opportunity, and Benny's the one that really pushed for this. Our son was diagnosed at age 10 with an obsessive compulsive disorder. If you ever remember seeing the show Monk, where he couldn't shake hands and things like that, Bo at one point we found wearing 4 pair of underwear, afraid that maybe he would have a leak and hurt people. Couldn't necessarily go into a swimming pool. We immediately got counseling, help, medication, and he did progress through high school. He's not the typical standard that you talk about in regard to suicide with having the hood over his head. You're talking about a 2-time first-team All-State football player in Pennsylvania, ESPN academic All-American, and also full scholarship to the University of Delaware for football, along with being prom king and all those things. But under that was always the stress and the fact that when exams came, what do we do? And as you went into college at Delaware, there was a change, and Tubby had left. There was a change in coaches, and when they pushed the freshmen out, a tremendous nervous breakdown. And I'm not saying it was their fault, but it sure didn't help matters. From there, we could see the disease progressing. He was at Lehigh University, played football there, and then had to finish at Wilkes. It just kept getting worse. That he really progressed into a schizophrenic that thought that he was hurting kids. He loved to coach and had coached camps with me, coached young kids. And July 20th, 2007, we lost Bo to suicide. My wife was in a conversation with him. He called and he said, "Just don't come home. I'm not feeling good." And she figured out what that was and came home and found him hanging in our garage, cut him down, called me, CPR, police. And at that point, your life completely changes. Your life goes into a different, you have a flood of people coming in. People can't believe it. They don't understand it. And one of the things that had happened to us is earlier that summer, Bo thought maybe he was going to hurt himself and he had to go into a mental, really a hospital where they just kept an eye on you. And after coming out of there, he was calmed down. We thought he was pretty good, but it was interesting. He was in there for about 6 days and said, "Well, you need to go home now. You're out of insurance." I said, "Well, how can we be out of insurance? I'm a teacher. My wife is a nurse. How can this happen?" I said, "Well, that's mental health. They don't get that same coverage." So that night we had to go out, buy a Blue Cross Blue Shield program in his name, $1,500, so that he could continue to get care. and we realized, things are pretty bad. So after his death, well, my wife held us together, and my daughter and son, because I was no good to anybody, believe me, and I'll admit it. I was near the edge of doing something really, really dumb. But it's your son. It's your life, and now everything's different. Well, out of that, and I'll say it because we're in Delaware, Matt Millen, the four-time Super Bowl champion and was president of the Detroit Lions at the time. I had played against Matt. I did not know him. He calls me out of the clear blue and said, listen, what are you going to do? He's president of the Lions at the time. So we're looking for a Christian counselor. He said, that's what my wife does. So for the better part of 15 months, they took us into their home every other Thursday night and worked through the grief process about our son. In the meantime, some former students and players of mine came and said, we want to have a golf tournament for Bo to maybe give a scholarship. Well, the first golf tournament raised $40,000.
Wow.
And we're like, oh, what are we going to do? Well, then we started to discuss the idea that, listen, people are not paying for these kids to get the help that they need. They're not getting counseling. So we decided to set up a foundation. And what we did was we have 10 school districts back in the Lehigh Valley. Any child in there, and when we say child, we'll go up to 26, 27, 28. For the simple reason, kids get out of college, they don't have coverage yet until they get their first job, and then sometime there's a wait.
Right.
So we interviewed 3 psychologists, and it's now to the point that we average about $30,000 a year that we pay for mental health counseling for kids. During the pandemic, we had donated $25,000 to the food banks up in the area. It's been amazing what has happened, the people that come through to help. Right now, it's going to be another wave because of the pandemic, and kids' mental health numbers right now are going through the roof.
Absolutely, yes.
We were, Benny, you and I are kids. We were watching cartoons, and we have had kids as early as 5 years old that we had to send to mental health counseling because in their home it was nothing but a fight and an argument the entire time. My children got really involved. My daughter and son lied to me, but it was kind of a good lie. My daughter said that she was teaching down here at the time and said, I can't do it. I'm a wreck. And Ty was playing at Pitt at the time. Well, we finally figure out that she came home to keep an eye on me. So she gave up a job, came home, got a teaching job up in Pennsylvania, and she was very close to being engaged to her now husband. And it's just has progressed from this point. We've had some tremendous people come in, speak at the golf tournament. We have a run. We had to cancel it this year, but last year in our third year, we had 800 runners. And we'll have even some speakers, some short speakers at the run on Thanksgiving morning. The biggest thing is awareness. My wife and I have, I know this is a crazy number, but we've spoken in schools from Nevada to Florida and things in between over 250 times. I had traveled out to the Michigan Depression Center, which Matt Millen arranged, and studied with them twice for like 4 or 5 days at a time. And we put the talk together and have been all over the place just trying to get awareness that, listen, this isn't something, the big thing is if you talk about it, they're going to do it more. That couldn't be further from the truth. If when people start smoking cigarettes, if we didn't tell them that there was cancer involved, they'd continue to smoke.
Right.
So we've been really lucky. I mean, there are times we go up into Poconos. We're talking to 900 kids at a time, and the kids have been very, very cooperative. Usually at the end, we have a couple that come up and approach us, and it gives us a segue to get them some help.
So, Jim, this is all these scholarships are in the Lehigh Valley up in Pennsylvania. I'm going to put it out tonight. You're a downstate guy now. You're in Delaware.
Yeah, I'm a Delaware guy.
Who wants to help get this cause going here in Delaware? If you want to maybe award a scholarship to Henlopen Conference kit. If you're interested in that, get up, check out the Bo Tack Foundation. Get up with myself, get up with Jim Tack, and let's start spreading this around Delaware too, because this is the most important thing we're going to talk about this season right here. So, folks, that's the Bo Tack Foundation. Jim, thank you. And then one thing I want to say is how I'm impressed with how your family has taken your own personal tragedy and turned it around and helped other people.
Well, thank you. A lot of help from people. And I just wanted to mention one thing about our scholarships that make it unique. In addition to all the counseling and the money pride, our scholarships are given to the senior, voted by the teachers, who gives the most and cares the most.
Wow.
So it's not academics.
Right.
It's not athletics. It's about the person who cares. And that's what it's all about right now.
Right.
We have to take care of each other.
Folks, that's Jim Tack and the Bo Tack Foundation. We'll be back with some halftime stats from Edward Jones.
It's a challenging market. You're well aware of that. Edward Jones is too, which is why we're here, ready to listen and ready to help you find opportunity, something we've been doing since 1922 in good markets and bad.
So, let's talk.
Edward Jones, it's time for investing to feel individual.
And welcome back to Schallenberger Field here in Laurel, Delaware at Laurel High School. Folks, let's go to the halftime stats. And it's been pretty one-sided. Woodbridge total 183 yards, 44 passing, and 139 on the ground. 9 first downs, no turnovers. Laurel 19 yards, -1 in the air, 18 on the ground, no first downs, no turnovers. And, I mean, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Woodbridge players have carried the ball in this game. We talked about their stable of backs. They've got a stable of backs. The quarterback, Jordan Evans, really could have had 2 touchdowns, but he fumbled the one at the goal line, and number 10 gets credit, Noah Matthews. But he's got 3 carries for 38 yards. He had the fantastic run down in the other end zone. Cannon, 2 carries, 30 yards. Newton, 8 for 26. Bacon, 11 for 35. Plummer, 6 for 16. The quarterback, Evans, 2 for 4 for 44. He's only his 6th ball he's thrown this year. So, and that 44 is the one pass. And Matthews had the recovery, the fumble recovery in the end zone for the Woodbridge touchdown. So, typical Woodbridge football. They've only allowed a field goal all year, and that came off a turnover and a penalty. And Indian River kicked a field goal, and that's been it for the Blue Raiders this year on their defense. So I'm thinking, they're probably on George Jed Bell. And we talked about it. Until the meeting next week, we do not know what the criteria is going to be on who goes between them and Delmar. So his thing is they just got to shut people down.
Yeah, and they are impressive. There's no doubt. However, as dominating as the stats are, it's not out of reach for Laurel at 16-0. I mean, it's going to take something to run against that defense, but it has been.
Well, 16-0, and I mean they've played ball hog tonight.
Yeah.
Some Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard scores end of the third quarter. Wow, Howard, the Division II defending state champs, up on Appoquinimink 42-7. Woodbridge Middletown and Hodgson, they're playing for the Flight A title upstate. It's 7-7. And we still got Sussex Central 12, Sally 0 from some scores from today. Cesar Rodney, they beat Cape and Lupin 21-3. Dover was up 35-0 on Poly, and I never saw another score after that. So there's your Barkley Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboards. Let's get ready for some third quarter football. And still waiting for Laurel to come out.
Yeah, they're asking for the captains. Remember that state final, the offense that Woodbridge came up with?
Yes.
And it was unique, and they gained a lot. They did pretty darn well. It was a heck of a game.
Yeah, they a little bit of Wildcat with Ricky Kane.
Yes, that's right. Wildcat. Yeah.
So we still got about 2:30 left on the halftime clock. So I guess Laurel wasn't that late coming out, and Coach Jones getting them warmed up. And I tell you one thing, I told you before we went on the air, is the one thing I tell you, I like to get here a couple hours early and just give myself time to set up, and I get to watch always the home team then. And the one thing I noticed about Jones is everything's organized. You know, he's got command of his team. He's one of those whistle guys. So everything starts on a whistle, ends on a whistle. So.
And he coached in college.
It was Salisbury, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. As a young coach, I took a graduate assistantship at Lehigh University, and wow, did I learn about organization and time. But the thing that really was the fundamentals, and how even at that level they taught those little steps and the thing. So he has a great background. They're hanging around. I think it's a heck of a plan,
right,
for tonight. He really does. He has a good plan. When you measure up athlete versus athlete, Woodbridge really has some tremendous physical specimens, and that's no one's fault.
Right.
That's just the way it happens.
Coming up at the end of the third quarter, we have the Juwan Johnson State Farm trivia question. I'll have to. It was Thanksgiving, so I didn't bug Juwan to get a video this week. So I'll have to play the role of Juwan Johnson tonight near the end of the third quarter. So back here at Delaware Live Sports, I'm Benny Mitchell with Jim Tack. Dave Marvel on the stats. Linda Marvel on the camera. It's Laurel and Woodbridge. 16-0 is your score as we get ready to kick off the second half. And the Laurel Bulldogs, they were in the state finals in 2014, and hey, they're back in the conversation right now with 24 minutes to play. And they can still make noise next week, even a loss here tonight. They've got Delmar next week, so they could always play the role of spoiler. We'll see.
Yeah. And this is a nice facility. I've never been here before.
Yeah, the field's nice. It's a little wet.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little moist. There was a lot of rain overnight, Thanksgiving into Thanksgiving morning.
And you're right. That checkerboard end zone is pretty special.
Yeah.
I saw that on film. I'm like, wow, is this Tennessee?
Yeah, they have a checkerboard on one end and usually have a bulldog on the other.
Yeah.
So. And just the conditions, just not suitable to paint the field this week. So kick down the middle of the field. It's going to be picked up at about and that was a whistle. The referee, and they have had a problem with inadvertent whistles. We saw it last week twice.
Yeah, and we talked that it may be because of the electric whistle.
Right.
That you're taught not to run with the whistle in your mouth.
Right.
Keep it down, so that may be a little bit of the issue.
Javier White was picking up the bounce. He was getting ready to run with it, and there was a whistle, and a couple referees winding the clock, and they're going to re-kick it.
So we've seen an inadvertent whistle, I think, in every game.
Just about.
Yeah.
Well, last week's I kind of felt
we
like
had multiple.
I thought they covered what happened with an inadvertent whistle. Because we saw the one referee clearly signaling incompletion, and then the other one was pointing to the ground, and that was after the two big meetings. So they're going to say, my bad. Number 85, Ian Hayes, is going to put the ball on the tee again. And I got to give the referee credit for that. My bad. Let's get this right.
Yes.
Why penalize Laurel in that situation?
Exactly. And that's the bottom line, getting it right.
Right. So Hayes will kick it off again. And same thing, kicks it on the ground. And it's going to be picked up by White on the bounce. And he's up the middle. He got a middle wall there. And who made the tackle? Plummer from the outside. He's getting a little pesty, Coach.
Yes, he is. I was just thinking that. He could be buggy.
So 1st and 10 for the Laurel Bulldogs. Ball at their own, let's see where he's going to lay it down at. Their own 48-yard line. 1st and 10 Laurel. Let's see if they can they can change things up. See what Coach Jones dialed up in the locker room at halftime. Shockley under center. One back in the backfield. That's Wilson. And it's going to be Wilson right side, hit at the line, but he's able to push ahead a little bit. He's going to get about a yard or two on the play. Second down.
Now, they have not run the sweep that we had talked about, the wide sweep. He'll go pass in motion, and they'll really get the ball out in front of them.
Gain of 2. That was Ormond Sanders that he pushed down the field a little bit. So that's some leg strength. That's some drive there.
That is.
2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Ball just outside the 40-yard line. Excuse me, the 50-yard line. Motion comes to the near side. That's going to be a toss to number 1, Malone. Yeah, just.
Wow, what defense.
Just right there, setting the edge.
Yep. Really, really nice. And people following. And that's a good play for Laurel. It really
Loss
is.
of 1 on the play. And, I mean, there's just Cox was up there. Bacon was up there. Yep. Of course, Wyatt Wright's over there. He's all over the field. He's like sideline to sideline.
Ooh.
So loss of 2 on the play. 3rd and 10 for the Dogs. And counterplay with White, cuts it back and gets across midfield. Pick up a 4 on the play. Wyatt Wright on the tackle. 4th down. Yeah, when Wright hits, I hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, everything stops in its tracks.
And one of the things they've done, Benny, is they've moved Sanders down inside.
Right.
They don't have him out at the end.
On the end anymore.
Yeah.
So Shockley on the punt, back at about his own 24, 23-yard line is Newton.
12 yards and.
Well, they're going to go with a return here.
Yeah.
And Newton thought about it and thought otherwise. That's going to be the ball. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders at their own 13-yard line is where they'll take over their first possession of the second half. They lead 16-0. So let's see if they come right back out in that power eye. They loosened up a little bit there in the second half.
Why wouldn't you?
Remember, on our other channels, not that we want you to leave, but open up a couple browsers. Got a couple tight games going on, one in Georgetown, one in Middletown. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. And it's Evans on the keeper, and he's hit in the backfield for a loss. It's going to bring up 2nd down.
There he is. I'll tell you what. Weaver plays hard. I don't think he knows how big he isn't.
Right.
He really plays tough.
Loss of 5 on the play brings up 2nd and 15. Ball back around it looks like maybe the 8-yard line. 2nd down for the Blue Raiders. Looks like Bacon off the right side, looking to get the edge and tackle by number 3, Javier White.
Yep.
And he's not big either, but he plays big.
Yes, he does. He really does. There's some explosions on the inside of the line I saw last time. Kind of crazy. Anthony Smith went in there, and there were just bodies flying all over the place. If you look from guard to guard, there's some real contact going on in there.
1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Get the ball outside the 20, about the 26-yard line. Ball on the ground. Evans has to pull it up, and he's going to be wrapped up. Bad exchange between him and the center. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Loss on the play. Loss of about 2.
And look who's coming off the bottom. Oh, that would be. Yeah, he got right up. Look at him. Weaver's about as tough as you can get.
He is. He's made an impact in this game for the Laurel defense. 2nd and 13. Ball at the Woodbridge 24-yard line. And, you know, if they go on another one of these long drives,
game will be over.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll have to flip,
they have
flip
really sat on the ball tonight.
Yeah.
Bacon again off the left side, puts his head down and gets out across to the 30. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
It is just the number of – this is a physical game.
Yeah.
Probably one of the better ones I've seen, that there's some real hitting going on.
3rd and 7 for the Blue Raiders. Ball nose right up to the 30.
They're not in the 6-2 right now. They've switched up their defense.
6-2 with a good offensive team does allow you to eat up clock.
Yeah.
And quarterback keeper, he's not cut up. He's got the 1st down. So Evans putting on a show tonight for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, he's something. And there's the other one, Collins, 33, all around.
So 1st down for the Raiders at their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, and I'll tell you who else is really Chambers is in 10. He's been around the ball.
So Cannon checks in to go back to the T-buck formation. And fake the Cannon, give to Newton. That's like having 2 fullbacks in the game.
Yeah.
Gain of 1 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9.
And what they're doing is they're taking Smith, 44, who is a presence. He's standing there in the middle of the field right now. And he's just blowing it up in the middle. It is stopping their guards really from getting out and some of the lead blockers. Because the poor center, I mean,
right.
You know, you have your hand between your legs and now you're trying to block this huge person.
And it's going to be Evans on his own again, following the block of Cannon. And going to be a couple flags on the play. Flag came from the back, Judge.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hold. I thought Cannon got himself turned around and brought him back in, but we're going to go. I don't see a hold there, Coach.
No.
It's going to be. It's going to be a replay 2nd down.
Unless they Weaver 32 was kind of smothered that time.
Mm-hmm.
He had people. I don't know. I couldn't see a hand from here. Not saying there wasn't one, but
2nd and 19 for Woodbridge.
Benny, they just sent out Noah Matthews at number 10.
Mm-hmm.
The kid must be 6'4", 6'5".
He's a big boy. We don't have their height and weights on here.
I mean, we noticed him last week when they had the subs in.
Well, it's like they grow on the sideline over there.
Yeah, it's a good line, yeah.
So a little confusion in the background slots, and Jed Bell's going to say, hold on, let's take a timeout. And we're going to take one with them, folks. Your score with 5:42 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Woodbridge 16, Laurel 0.
High Five Hospitality was founded in 2004 when 3 guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise concept to Delaware. They now operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings, 6 locations throughout Delaware, and 2 locations in Maryland. B-Dubs has weekly and game day specials on their delicious food and beverages. Stop in one of their convenient locations today. The Stone Balloon Ale House features a unique blend of crafted food and an array of spirits, all flavored with a dash of nostalgia. Our culinary mantra is comfort food playfully reimagined, and we prepare seasonal favorites that strive to please the palate and resurface a memory. Limestone Barbecue, from our mouth-watering Texas-style brisket, fall-off-the-bone chicken, and St. Louis ribs. Southern-style sides, mac and cheese, baked beans, cornbread.
And welcome back to Schallenberger Field. Benny Mitchell with Jim Tack as Coming off the Woodbridge timeout, they face a 2nd and 19. And a little trouble just getting everybody where they needed to be. Cox goes in motion. Speed sweep with Cox around the left side. And he finds some running room. Man, this kid's electric. We saw that last week.
I just could not believe after he gained 5 yards, he had another gear.
Right.
And they were set in the right defense. They had backed off into a 4-3 to give themselves help. And he just runs by people.
Gain of 17 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. So he gets back a chunk of that penalty. Or more than the penalty. So it's going to be long. It's going to be 3rd and a short 2.
I'll tell you, Trevor Collins, 10 tackles already tonight.
Tyrese Cannon. And if they give him forward progress, he's right at the first down. And they're going to say first down.
Yeah, and that looked like Smith in there that time.
So it gets the ball out to midfield to the 50. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Woodbridge. And, under 5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter, they're just eating up clock. Heck, sometimes you might think that penalty helped them. Gives them another play to burn up some time. Slot to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield. Hand off to Cannon. And he's wrapped up a step behind. He's probably going to lose about 2 on the play.
I'll tell you what, Laurel's playing some tough D right now, and I think that was Cameron Puzzi on that.
Loss of 1.
63.
Brings up 2nd and 11 from their own 49-yard line. And break the huddle, slot to the near side. Okay. Evans going to go under center. And he's going to straight drop back. We haven't seen this. Throws downfield. And we're going to get a pass interference on that. Number 15, Seth Smart, the intended receiver. I think the hands on the bag may have been I think he was just trying to get position. But it's going to be a pass. It's going to be a PI.
It was... really high ball. It was difficult to...
It was a little wobbly.
Yeah.
That wasn't like that 44-yarder you threw. So that's going to be a 15-yarder. And that's going to be a penalty on the sideline, I believe.
If they were warned.
So sort out this second flag.
Yeah.
I could hear somebody barking down here. I don't know who it was. It must have been on the sideline because the referee heard enough of it. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike. So that's 30 yards in penalties on one play.
Yeah, and that's tough because they had been holding Woodbridge in check.
Right. So that's going to take it down to the 21-yard line, 1st and 10 for Woodbridge. And they might need a water stop on the way from the huddle. Jeez. They didn't move with the play, did they?
No, they're not. Hopefully the 30-second clock won't.
Right. You got to get the hog mollies up there on the line, right?
Hog mollies, that's a good one.
So there we go, 1st and 10 for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders at the Laurel 21. And a little fake pitch, and he keeps it.
Yeah, it was almost like he was trying to run a counter
44
option.
on the tackle, Anthony Smith, and 32 Weaver. It's like no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. So far in this game, Laurel's had one possession in each quarter. Because Woodbridge has just sat on the ball and run the clock. They may have had 2 in the second quarter when Woodbridge punted. But Laurel hasn't had the ball much.
No, I look at my tackling chart, and Laurel's tackling chart is filling up.
Right.
There's not a whole lot of plays being run on the other side.
2nd and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Cox comes in motion. And it's going to be Cannon, right side. Got some running room, looking to get the edge. And he has the first down and in the red zone. That's our Lasher's Barbecue red zone.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a 1st and goal for Woodbridge.
White there.
So you look back, very wise timeout here by Jed Bell on that when his players couldn't get it.
Yep.
And now they just go on a drive.
Smith on the stop, 7 that time.
Bacon right side and trying to get out of the hold there. Had the grip on his foot. That's Javier White. Javier White having a heck of a game.
He is. I have him on 8 stops tonight.
2nd and goal for the Blue Raiders. Ball still looks like it's around the 5-yard line. And we're approaching 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
I don't think I've ever seen a possession like this.
They've had 3 of them.
But I mean, this is really wow.
Right.
It's
usually in high school football, you got a break somewhere. Somebody breaks away or patting that back to the power eye with a receiver to the left and whistles on the play.
May have been unbalanced. They only had 2 linemen to the right of the center.
So illegal procedure.
And every one of those Woodbridge kids, if they make it past the 3 to 4 yard line, it's dangerous.
Yeah, they're tough to tackle on the second level.
Yeah.
So 2nd and goal from the 10 on the 5-yard penalty. Bacon and Newton in the backfield behind Evans. It's going to be Newton up the middle. And he gets it down to close to the 5, looks like, or no?
No. Look at James Johnson, 21 on the stop. I think they've.
Ball just inside the 10, 3rd and goal. And I think anytime Woodbridge is outside their 30, it's 4-down territory with them.
Yeah.
I don't think the punt team works a lot in practice. Bacon left side, cuts it in. And no gain to little gain on the play. And it's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 7.
Not quite sure.
And they might take this possession into the 4th quarter. We're down under 30 seconds. Now they got to run one more play. So 4th and goal from the 7 for the Blue Raiders. And play. Oh, he pulls it and keeps it. He's down. Says he goes out of bounds.
He's out of bounds. So they've stopped him.
So turnover on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for Laurel. And ball's going to be looked at their own 1-yard line. So let's go to our Juwan Johnson trivia question. Who was the 2-way All-State player who helped lead Laurel to a state championship with 25 carries on offense and 7 tackles for a loss on defense in the championship game? Who was the 2-way All-State player for Laurel who helped lead them to a state championship with 25 carries on offense and 7 tackles for a loss on defense in the championship game? Who was that Laurel Bulldog? 1st and 10 for Laurel. Answer coming up at the beginning of the 4th quarter. You can put your answer in the comment section. We'll call you out if you got it. And that is number 5, Wilson on the carry. And goes down holding something. He's able to get up and limp off the field. He's an impressive looking athlete, too.
Yes, he is. Bacon on the tackle.
That should bring us to the end of the third quarter.
He had hurt that ankle on I think the opening kickoff, didn't he?
Yeah, he got hurt early. Yeah.
And now it looks like he may have re-injured.
So, folks, that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Your score, Woodbridge Blue Raiders 16, Laurel 0. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action.
At Ferris Home Improvements, your family's comfort and safety is always our top priority.
If you call us for your roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchen, and bathroom needs, you can expect health-screened craftsmen who wear gloves and face masks and follow minimum 6-foot distancing, virtual conferences to discuss project details, job quotes delivered electronically or brought to your door for your review and approval, and our showrooms in Newark and Rehoboth Beach remain open for limited appointments.
We're here together.
Operating with precautions.
To protect our staff.
And our customers.
At Ferris Home Improvements, your family's comfort and safety is always our top priority.
If you call us for your roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchen, and bathroom needs, you can expect health-screened craftsmen who wear gloves and face masks and follow minimum 6-foot distancing, virtual conferences to discuss project details, job quotes delivered electronically or brought to your door for your review and approval, and our showrooms in Newark and Rehoboth Beach remain open for limited appointments.
We're here to...
And welcome back to Laurel. Schallenberger Stadium, 16-0. The Woodbridge Blue Raiders lead as we head to the fourth quarter. And Laurel facing a second and about 7 from their own 4. So Laurel late getting a player on the field. And now he's looking for a spot.
He needs a big spot.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
a big
he
guy.
Does. And they may have hit him for a loss. Rasheed Stones and Sanders in on that.
Yeah, Plummer was there.
Plummer was in there too. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 7. Ball at the 4. Somebody's got the answer to our trivia question. Oh, pop pass. That brings up 4th down.
Now they're going to pin him back and come.
Yeah, I think they come after this one. We'll see. Appoquinimink final score. Howard beats Appoquinimink 42-13. And Hodgson leads Middletown 21-13. Just trying to mix up that Division I playoff even more.
Now, Benny, if you look at Noah Matthews, 10. And
we were talking about him earlier, yeah.
He was standing aside of Sanders, and he's a good head higher. Yeah, they're up close now. They may
Shockley
come.
on the punt, and they're bringing some pressure. He gets it off.
Gets it off, yeah.
And it's going to bounce into Newton's hand. He has it down the right sideline. Big 44 Smith rushes him out of bounds. And we've got lots of whistles and a flag over here on the hash mark. So let's wait and see what the penalty is. I've never seen a ref that threw the flag go over and explain it to the coach on the other side of the field.
Yeah,
So a blindside block. Usually the white hat goes over and does that, but it's 2020. I blame everything on 2020.
Everything on 2020.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Mark off on the blindside block on the punt return. After this play, we'll have the answer to the night's trivia question, the Juwan Johnson trivia question. I do have one correct answer. So back to the power I goes the Blue Raiders. And that's big hit. Couple big hits on that play. The Juwan Johnson State Farm trivia question: who was the two-way All-State player who helped lead Laurel to a state championship with 25 carries on offense and 7 tackles for a loss on defense in the championship game? And he's sitting in the booth next to me, and he's still leading Laurel. Sean Larimore, superintendent of schools here at Laurel. Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9. Oh, off the fingertips of Plummer.
And again, look how wide open that. But again, you can't cover it all.
So you gotta give it to Sean Larimore. Not only was it the answer to tonight's trivia, not only did he get the answer to tonight's trivia, but he was watching the game on his phone from the press box. Gotta love it. He's in the booth right next to us. Superintendent here at Laurel High School, or Laurel School District. So Laurel boy done good.
That's really neat.
3rd and 9 for the Blue Raiders. And Plummer trying to get around the left side, has to cut it back inside. He's a hard runner too. I like this way this kid plays. Coming up 4th down. I tell you what, both sides they've not been afraid to lay the hits tonight.
No. Weaver again, 32 in on the stop. I mean, they're really hitting.
It's going to have a 4th and 5 for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Ball right on the 30, the Laurel 30. And Evans is going to pull it out, cuts it up, and he's going to be short. He's going to get a late flag on the play. In the hold area.
Jaden Snyder, number 13, slicing through there.
Got about 2 on the play.
Yeah, the middle is just a pile of humanity.
So hold on, Woodbridge. That's turnover on downs for the Bulldogs.
Nice series.
So 9:24 left to play here in the game. And the Bulldogs are going to have to pick up the pace if they're to win this game. Sussex Central leading Salesianum 12-0 with 7:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Almost kind of like an elimination game down over there in Georgetown tonight. 1st and 10 for Laurel. And a little counter action with White, but just sniffed out by Newton. And who's going to come up on the bottom of that pile? 22 Plummer. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Gain of 1 on the play. One thing I have noticed with Laurel is their counters are slow developing. Yes. I know you want them to be a little slow developing, but they're kind of really slow developing. And by the time
it closes,
by the time the ball carrier gets there. 2nd and 9 for Laurel. And that's number 1 on the carry, Robert Malone. He's going to be taken down for a loss.
Oh, big old 33.
Wyatt Wright.
Wyatt Wright. Shows he can move out in the flats and run people down.
I've been watching number 66 here on the left end. The other Sanders, who was taking the Ormond spot there on that left end. And, man, he is ears pinned back, ready to take off.
And look at, I just can't, the size of those two kids.
3rd and looks to be about 16 for Laurel. Under pressure, throws it out. Caught and hit right away by number 2. I believe that was Evans, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So that's going to bring up a 4th down. Gain of about 2 on the play, 4th and 14. And Laurel's going to have to punt. And looks like Jed Bell starting to make some substitutions a little early. Here's 7:24 to go. I know he talked to me. He wants to shut teams down, so we'll see if he just give them a little rest here on the punt and have them ready for the next defensive go. Snap a little. Oh, almost got it. And it's taken by Newton. And he's going to get about 2 on the return. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Ball near midfield, about the 48.
On the stop that time, Furbish and 32, Weaver. Yeah, Weaver 32 and Collins jumped out at film.
Right.
When I was, I'm looking at the special teams, and those two kids are around every hit, and then you look at their size and see what they're doing. It's just amazing.
Yeah, Weaver looks to be about 135, 140 pounds maybe. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. Hand off to Bacon, cuts it back to the middle, and gets across midfield down to about the Laurel 44, where it's going to be 2nd down and give him a gain of 6, call it 2nd and 4.
And I think that may be Weaver who's hurting. I mean, he just slams himself in there. What a good player.
So down to 6:02 to play. 12-7. Sussex Central leads Slazeanum, so Slazeanum putting one on the board and got the extra point. And they'll be kicking off with 6:02 to play. And Weaver walks off under his own power. So here come the Blue Raiders. 2nd and 4. Evans under pressure and throws it out to number 7, Cox. Incomplete pass, brings up 3rd and 4.
There's no reading going on at all. It's double blitz on the inside.
So I just clicked on the Central Sally's game. What happens when the words ensuing kickoff are used? Sussex Central touchdown. P.J. Stratton takes it to the house. They're going to say he was – they're scoring there yet. Touchdown, yep. And back to our game. Who's that on the carry? It's enough for a 1st down. And that was Cannon on the carry. So Cannon, who hasn't had a lot of touches this season, has had a lot of touches tonight. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 40.
Davis on the stop, 66.
And now
Laurel's still playing hard. That's what I'm impressed with. They're still going hard.
Under 6 minutes to go, and with 40 yards, Woodbridge could run out the clock the way they've been holding the ball.
No whistle.
Tells me the center must have snapped the ball. Gain of 1 on the play. So it sounds like the center snapped a little early.
Yeah.
Yes, Sussex Central leads 19-7 over Slasianum in Georgetown. See?
Wow.
I picked against them in the Castle. I'm going to hear about it.
Known better.
I am going to hear about it. They say alumni can't do that, right?
Nope.
And Cannon again around the right edge. And Javier White has him wrapped up, but kind of had him on skates. That's a first down for Cannon.
White with 9 stops this evening. He's another one that I think has a pretty bright future.
Yeah.
He's another year. Great speed.
Back in the Lasher red zone.
Piggy, here we go.
That's right, trying to get Piggy with it. But the bacon is not in the backfield. The bacon's on the sideline. Hand off again to Newton this time. And he takes it down inside the about to the 15 for a second down for Woodbridge.
Like the old booster club back home, they'd say, a host of tacklers.
That's right, or a pack of dogs here.
That's it.
2nd and 5 for the Blue Raiders. And if things stay the way they remain over 4 games, this team will allow less than a point a game. They've allowed a field goal all season.
Unbalanced.
Newton and doesn't get much. No gain on the play. 3rd and 5.
It's getting a little touchy in there, but.
So timeout Laurel.
Like Braden Hearn, 52.
Folks, coming at the end of the game, we'll have the Active Pest Solutions Pest of the Game and our Louis Pizza Player of the Game. In our post-game show, we'll have some post-game stats. We're going to stay right here on this timeout.
Mm-hmm.
As Jim Tack and I we're already looking at some unofficial stats, trying to figure out who our award winners are going to be. Look for their photos on Twitter tonight, as long as the coaches get them to me. So coming off the timeout,
nice tackle.
Number 7, Cox on the carry. I think a loss on the play.
Jaden Snyder.
And I think Laurel's going to take another timeout. Well, you don't get to take them with you. 3:39 left to play here in the game. Folks, we're going to take a quick timeout, but we'll be right back with 4th quarter action.
Barkley Heating and Air. Barclays can work on all brands specializing in air conditioners, gas, oil, and heat pumps. Family owned and operated with over 17 years of experience. Licensed, insured, and a multiple-year First State Favorites winner. Barkley Heating and Air offers 24-hour emergency service with service plans available. Customer satisfaction guaranteed. Call 302-653-5971 for a free estimate today. John and Ginger Barkley are looking forward to serving the community. Find them on the web at barkleyheatingandair.com. Barkley.
And welcome back to Schallenberger Field. It's a 4th and 8 for the Blue Raiders. In the red zone, right about looks like the 18-yard line.
Could it be the screen?
And Evans under pressure, rolls out, has a man open, and there's a flag back here in the backfield. This guy's having a good game. So completed to Bacon. So turnover on downs, and they'll take over. The Bulldogs will, 1st and 10. .333 to play here in the game.
Well, their idea of of attacking hard inside.
.332 to go. 1st and 10 for the Laurel Bulldogs. Ball at their own 18-yard line. It's going to be a toss out to White. Oh! Hit by number 5, Bacon. He's going to get about 8 yards on the play, but Bacon just takes the legs out from underneath him. 2nd and 2.
Bacon with 3 stops tonight.
Second down for the Dogs.
Here we go.
Shockley looking downfield and has to come back for it. Incomplete. Bacon on the coverage. That was 2, Trevor Collins. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Third down and 2 coming up for Laurel. They trail 16-0. And inside handoff there to number 5, Wilson, and he's met in the backfield. It's just the same names we've been calling all night. Plummer, Sanders.
And Sanders.
And Wright comes out of the bottom of the pile.
Right, yep.
4th down. Loss of 3 on the play, 4th and 5 for Laurel. And the Bulldogs are going to take a timeout. Folks, we'll go ahead and take another one with them. We'll be right back. Your score, Woodbridge Blue Raiders 16, Laurel Bulldogs 0.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Crust and Craft in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located just south of the movies at Midway on Coastal Highway, Crust and Craft specializes in wood-fired pizza, homemade pasta, fresh salads, and unique appetizers. Crust and Craft also has an extensive beer list featuring local and award-winning craft beers. The culinary team prides itself on using fresh ingredients and serving beautiful dishes. Crust and Craft open 7 days a week, lunch and dinner on Coastal Highway in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Crust and Craft in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out.
Welcome back to Laurel High School. 16-0 is your score. 4th down for Laurel. They have 1 timeout left. And just check that Dave Marvel. He's adding up the stats. As we're going to present our pest of the game and our player of the game. Our Louis Pizza player of the game following the conclusion here. And Schalke drops back to over the middle, incomplete. Turnover on downs for Woodbridge. And he had to get rid of it fast. So turnover on downs, Jim. And 2:09 left to see if Jed Bell just keeps it between the tackles and punches in one more.
I mean, that physical game.
Mm-hmm.
It probably, for me, one of the more physical games that I've seen.
So some of the linemen have come out.
Yep.
They've wholesale change on the line.
And again, this is how you build the program. Get these guys time.
They do have their regular backfield in.
Yeah, they got about 10 backs.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, what's regular and what's not, right? Bacon on the carry, pick up about 2 on the play, brings up second down.
Collins and Cannon on the stop.
Evans brings the play in from the sideline. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ball in the Lashers barbecue red zone. Sitting at about the 17-yard line. And they're going to throw it, and there's a flag on the play. Got a receiver, that's Bacon. Bacon cuts it back to the middle, but I think we're probably going to get this called back on a hold.
Bacon run wild in the piggy zone.
Mm-hmm. So there's going to be a hold on the Raiders. $1:17 to play. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and long. Heard some grumbling underneath us from the Laurel fans throwing the ball there, but again, it's not Jed Bell's job to stop his own offense.
That's right. No, you need to stop them. Listen, when you're jamming 8 guys up inside there.
Yeah, you just keep running between the tackles, right? 2nd and about 18, and it's going to be a toss to number 30, Cannon, and he's just making his way down inside the 20 to about the 15. It's going to bring up 3rd down with a minute to play.
Look who's on the bottom.
Weaver.
Weaver and Collins are there.
Gain of about 20 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 7.
The two bookends, 32 and 33.
Going to be Evans on the keeper. And another flag.
He just glides.
Mm-hmm. So another flag on the play. It's going to be a holding again against Woodbridge.
And they're keeping the clock going. Well, they were
They
winding
stopped,
it.
yeah. I don't think he saw the flag. So again, Woodbridge, they win 16-0, but they're bit pretty hard by penalties again this week. And we talk about it every week when we come here. A lot of holding penalties, a couple procedures. On the defensive side of the ball, they played a pretty clean game.
They did. And I really believe they can go back to the state playoffs deep.
Right.
I think get the kickoff straightened out, and you're going to need a flat passing attack of some type.
And that's going to be it, folks. Your final score is the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Easy for me to say, right? 16, Laurel 0. Laurel will go next week, or they'll host the Delmar Wildcats next week. Woodbridge travels up north to play Caravel. And as we await our post-game stats from Dave Marvel, got a couple awards to hand out here at the end of the night. First one is the pest of the game, and Coach, I think we're pretty much in agreement on this week. Who is our active pest solution, pest of the game?
Number 22 for Woodbridge, Michael Plummer. He had 2 special team solo tackles, 4 other tackles, and had 7 carries on offense. So he's a pest to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he's a guy that didn't get in the game. I mean, didn't get in the end zone, but he did a lot of things to set up other people getting in the end zone. Number 22, Michael Plummer, is our active pest solution pest of the game. And our Louis Pizza player of the game, the kid has finally come into his own tonight. Number 2, the quarterback, Jordan Evans. And we didn't even realize he was playing both sides of the ball tonight, too. Jordan Evans, he was 3 of 9 for 47 yards. He scored a touchdown, and remember, he probably would have had another one that called the fumble, and they recovered it. So let's go with our post-game stats. And again, your Louis Pizza player of the game, Jordan Evans. And let's go to our post-game stats brought to you by Scott Smith. Edward Jones making sense of investing. And here are our post-game stats. Woodbridge, 310 yards. Total offense, 47 in the air, 263 on the ground, 16 first downs. Laurel, 40 total yards, 2 passing, 38 on the ground, 0 first down. So the Woodbridge defense came in as advertised. Newton, 12 of 36, 12 carries, 36. Bacon, 18 for 76. Plummer, 7 for 20. Cannon, 8 for 68. Evans, 10 carries for 51 yards and a touchdown. And for Laurel, Javier White, 5 carries for 14. Wilson, 6 carries for 16. Cox from Woodbridge had a carry, and Cox had a catch for 26. Plummer had a catch for 18. So Plummer, obviously, perfect pick for pest of the game. He did just a little bit of everything. And number 10, Matthews with the fumble recovery in the end zone for the first score of the game. Next week, folks, we'll be at the Castle. I might have to go in under disguise.
You have to get a fake mustache or something.
Yes, yeah. I picked against my Golden Knights at home. I'm probably going to hear about it.
They will be waiting for
I will have to get there early, go in under disguise, and get escorted out by the end of the night. So Sussex Central, they're winning right now in the fourth quarter, 19-7. So those are your post-game stats brought to you by Scott Smith of Edward Jones, making sense of investment. Your final score is the Woodbridge Blue Raiders 16, Laurel 0. I'm Benny Mitchell. For Linda Marvel on the camera, Dave Marvel on the stats. My partner in the booth, Jim Tack. I'm Benny Mitchell, folks. Tomorrow's Saturday. We don't have a game. We get to watch some college football tomorrow.
Oh, and I started today.
So that's a wrap from Laurel, the Bo Tack Foundation game. Your winner, Woodbridge, 16-0. Folks, we'll see you next Friday night live from the Castle in Georgetown when the Milford Buccaneers come to town.